Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Andes again. Good to see you. We are going to work today on practicing drawing some different kinds of patterns. And before we start our project, I want to sort of review a couple things with your patterns. Now, a pattern is something that repeats. And there are a few different things that we can have that can repeat, a few different things. We can have colors that repeat. We can have shapes that repeat. We could have pictures that repeat. Sometimes people say letters or numbers, and absolutely letters or numbers can make a pattern. We're not going to use letters or numbers for this because I want you to be able to have two parts that you can color for this picture. So you might have colors as in a stripe of a color. You might have shapes that can repeat, all of one shape that repeats. You can also have colors and shapes that repeat in an A-B pattern, like triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. But you could also just have circle, 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 and so on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with a piece of paper and something to write with. I'm going to use my marker, and I'm going to draw my piece of paper. Now, I really only want you guys to have about 8 or so different kinds of patterns that you can show me. So when we divide our paper, I want you to only make about 5 or 6 lines, okay, for different shapes. So we can do that together. We have our paper. I'm going to start with marker, but if you want to start with a pencil, that's a good idea too. So I'm going to divide my paper into some different areas. So I might make a zigzag line somewhere. I'm going to make different lines to divide it. I'm going to divide from one spot with a wavy line. That's going to give me another one. Another kind of line that I could use could be a curly line. And I'm almost done. I think I'm almost going to be done. Maybe I'm going to use a bumpy line or a wavy line like that. Okay, and so here I've got my paper divided up into a couple different spots, and I'm going to use each of those shapes that I see to fill with one pattern. Let's see how many areas I have. I have one area here. I have one area here up into this bumpy line. I have this area. That's my third area. I have this one that's a fourth area, this corner, this fifth corner, and then the spot inside my loops for my curly line. So each one of these areas I'm going to try to fill with a different pattern. Now this is where I was drawing with a pencil, or I'm drawing with a marker. You might also want to draw with a marker so that you don't have to trace everything over and over again. Or if you're using pen, that's fine too. This part you probably don't want to draw and then have to trace again because we're going to be doing a lot in these spaces. So let's say I have my first shape and my first area, and I'm going to fill it with a pattern. And I'm going to make my pattern triangles. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to fill this area with a pattern of triangles. They're going to repeat. Now my triangles aren't just going to be triangles of all sorts of different sizes. The pattern, the thing that repeats is the shape, but also the thing that repeats is the size of those triangles. I want all my triangles to look the same. If I did a bunch of different bunch of different triangles that were different sizes and different shapes and went in different directions, they would not look like a pattern the same way that a series of triangles that are the same shape and go in the same direction are going to look. So let's go quickly. I'm going to fill up my area with triangles. There's my first area that's filled with a pattern. In my second area, I might want to make a line. I might make a wavy line. I might continue this wavy line by making just a couple of those. There's a second pattern. Third pattern, maybe in this spot right here, I'm going to make another shape. Maybe I will make some hearts. This time I'm going to make them sort of on an angle. But again, I'm keeping them about the same size. I'm leaving some space in between them because I don't want them to touch each other. I want them to have a little space so you can see them more easily. And they look more organized. So I've got my area full of hearts. Inside these loops, maybe the pattern is going to be circles. And what could I do here? Maybe I could do just a wiggly shape, like a blotchy shape, like a Dalmatian spot. And I'm going to repeat. Oh, that one didn't touch. That one didn't close. Okay. Repeat over and over again. Okay, I'm going to fill up another space. Then I have one last spot. This one area could be another pattern. And what could I do there? How about I make some squares? So I'm going to fill this area with some squares. I'm going to make them a little bit big. And some of them, if they're in the way of another spot, maybe that's okay. But I'm filling this area with the same shape over and over again. So here my shapes repeat in my pattern. Now when it's time to color them, I'm going to want my colors to repeat also. Whether I make all of my triangles blue, if I make all of my triangles blue, if that's the color I choose, then all of my triangles are going to be blue. If I wanted to make a stripe pattern, maybe here, I'm going to make pink. Maybe it's pink, white. You know what? I'm not going to leave anything white. So I will pick another color. I've got pink. Maybe I will use orange also. Because I'm not just going to color one color in that area. I'm going to have two colors. So if I have red circles here, I'm going to choose a color for my background. I chose orange. So if this was going to be blue triangles, this one is orange triangles with a blue background. This one, maybe I choose blue triangles, but I color my background around here orange. When you do that, go around your shapes. Don't scribble over the color, the triangles that you just did. We're going to go around your shapes nice and carefully all the way through that. Same thing, I've got some purple blotches with a black background. I have green stars with a very pale yellow background with a colored pencil, purple and green stripes. So that's what you're going to do. You've got your patterned areas, and now you're going to go back and you are going to color each of those patterned areas with colors that repeat, colors of the shape that repeat, and one color in the background per area to make it look uniform. Okay, I'm excited to see what you guys do. When you are finished, take a picture of it that you can either email to me or you can post in the Google Classroom, the art classroom. I can't wait to see it. I hope you guys are great, and I will talk to you again soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.